headed out to the garden just to check on some stuff this morning. This weekend, I need to report on what I did this weekend, so that mainly so that I can come back and remember when I did this. But this weekend I filmed and posted a video on the aphids and the ants that are on the okra. After I filmed that and posted it, I had done some more research and everything, and a lot of people on the internet have said that you can actually just blast the aphids off of the plants with just a strong blast of water. So that's what I did. I got the hose pipe and I came through here, came through the okra plants and just blasted the aphids right off of all of the flowers and all of the leaves they were on. And I think it worked. I got the vast majority of them off, and that was Saturday. Sunday I came out regularly and was just checking to see what was going on, if they had somehow came back onto the plants. And now it is Monday morning and the aphids are still not here, at least certainly not in the numbers that they were. I mean, obviously I probably missed a few here and there, but just because they get down in the little nooks and the little places in between all of the little flower buds and stuff, and it's hard to get to with the water, so there are definitely some still here, but definitely nowhere near as many as there were. Now the ants had kind of returned. Like I kind of blasted them off of the water as well, but the ants are much more resilient and much better climbers than the aphids. So the ants are still here, kind of in the flowers just like they normally are. And there's some places where I think they might still be farming some aphids, so the population of aphids might come back, but I can just blast them with water again, honestly, and not overly concerned about it because I can do that. And then if I needed to, I could even put some neem oil on it or something, and that would kill everything there. So I think that the water is a good way to get the aphids off and not kill all of the beneficial insects that are also on the plant. Worst case, I mean, maybe you kill some of them, but most likely those beneficial insects are probably resilient to the water as well. They'll probably just will fall off and they'll probably be okay. Maybe, I don't know. But it just seems like it's less destructive than spraying an insecticide on the okra to kill the aphids, but then also kill everything else. Oh, so after I did all of that with the okra and took care of the aphids, I did come out with some neem oil spray, and I did spray that onto the growing bean plants, the growing squash plants, and the growing cucumber plants. And it definitely worked in the moment, but now, like Sunday, I came back out again, and then now this morning, and there's still little, I can't remember what they're called. They're little tiny, I think they're technically beetles, but they look like little mites, and they're called, I can't remember what they're called, but I just realized this is overexposed. There we go. There's still some of those on the plants, which I don't think that's that big of a deal, but anyway, so I did that, and then this coming Saturday, or at some point this week, I'll spray another all-natural insecticide that is not neem oil. It's a different one. So, because what I've read and learned is that you rotate it. You rotate your products every other week, and that helps prevent the insects from becoming immune to what you're spraying. Okay, so the main reason why I came out this morning was to check on the bed of carrots and onions and cabbage and lettuce. See if anything has sprouted. I don't think anything has. There's one little plant here. I don't think it's actually one of the plants that I planted. I think it's just some random weed seed that is growing, or tree seed or something. But the ground here is still moist, as you can see, and that's good. I'm probably gonna water it just a bit and water some other stuff as well. Okay, so I just watered and put this board down on this on the bed just to kind of keep it shaded, try to help keep it shaded when the sun hits it. None of that stuff has sprouted yet, which technically none of it should have. I don't even think it's been a week since I planted it. So, and none of the beans, the new beans that I planted, have sprouted either, which is interesting because the 3 that are actually here now sprouted in like 4 days, whereas it's been 4 days, I think, since I planted those other ones, and they haven't sprouted yet. But we're just gonna keep waiting. Supposedly they could take, 7 to 14 days to sprout, so we'll just see. There is a lot I want to get done today. First on the list is cutting the front and side yard. Project number 2 for today is create some brown material for all the green material that I just put into the compost. So I'm gonna go get some limbs and sticks and use the chipper shredder to chip them up. I'm also probably gonna do like a full actual review of this machine, and I'll link that video when it's up right here in this video because I've really been pretty impressed with this machine. And when I was doing research for buying one of these, there were a couple of good videos. One actually really good video that compared this one with 2 other chipper shredders. That guy did a really good job, and I'll link that one in the description. But I think I can add a couple of things that I think would be useful for people to know if they're looking also to buy this specific one, or if they're just looking to figure out which one they want to buy. So, well, I'm sort of in the middle of recording this review video for the chipper shredder, and I called them this morning about getting some chips, and they just brought it by today. So apparently they filled it up a good bit today and just swung by, I guess, on their way back to their yard. So now I have a lot of work to do again, which is good. But the thing is, I had a lot I wanted to do today to get done today before they brought this. I'm not complaining, but man, there's just a lot that I wanted to do today, and sort of in prep so that when this came, I could just focus on doing this. But it's okay. This doesn't have to happen right now. I mean, it's not going anywhere, Okay, I'm gonna try to finish up this review video, and then go eat lunch. Really, is what I'm gonna do. Before I go in for lunch, I'm gonna harvest the okra.
Okay, only 4 today, but tomorrow will probably be a big harvest day because there's quite a few that are really close. Oh, lunch. Today for lunch I just have a peanut butter and banana sandwich. Peanut butter and bananas. I think we say sandwich here really weird. Sandwich. Peanut butter and banana sandwich. And this is just a fig, like a fig Newton, but they don't call it a fig Newton because that's probably a patented name, branded name. It's a fig bar, a raspberry fig bar. I really like them. It's Nature's Bakery fig bar. I think they're really delicious. And this is an okra out of my fermented okra. I took them out yesterday, and I'm not gonna lie, I did taste them yesterday, but I'm gonna go ahead and taste this one again now that it's cold, and I want to see if I like it. Okay. I don't love it, but I don't hate it. It's definitely not as bad as last time. There's something about it that is not good, but there's some good about it as well. So I call that a success. That batch was definitely better than the first batch. I already made another batch yesterday. I went ahead and prepared another batch of fermented okra. I let this batch stay for 10 days. This new batch I'm gonna let sit and ferment for 2 whole weeks, so for 14 days, and see if that makes any difference, or see what difference that makes. Okay, there is some brown into this compost bin where I just put the fresh grass clippings. I don't really know if it's enough brown. I'm still kind of experimenting. I mean, it definitely seems like it's way more green than it is brown, but like, is it just go by what it looks like? Like, I don't really know. Like, how much carbon is there actually in the grass clippings versus how much nitrogen is there actually in the grass clippings versus how much carbon is there in those wood chips? And how does that balance out? I'm not really sure. And then you saw the thermometer, and this compost, it's at like 130. And to be honest, I don't really know if I should pull it out and put it back in. Originally I was saying I was gonna do that when it's like 140. It was 140 yesterday. But it was like, yeah, it was around 140 yesterday. It's been going down at around a little less than 10 degrees per day. And so today is at 130, so maybe tomorrow will be at 120. I don't know, but it definitely isn't done composting. But I also need to move wood chips, so I'm not really sure if I want to do this right now. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Okay, I decided that I'm just gonna do the compost tomorrow and go ahead and start moving some of these wood chips because they're kind of in the way of even being able to walk between the wood chips and the house. So I'm gonna go ahead and make a path there today so that I can at least walk between the house and the wood chips. Before I start doing that, I'm gonna put wood chips back here where this pine straw is, which is in the back corner opposite the garden. We did have some stuff growing here, but now it's just flowers over here. And we're gonna put wood chips here, but there's a bunch of hay down, so I don't have to put down paper because there's no grass. The grass is already dead underneath it. So, but before I do that, I need to move these rocks here. There's these rocks lined up along the edge of this. I'm gonna move the rocks because they don't need to be there anymore. I'm not really sure where I'm gonna put them. I'm gonna put them somewhere, and then I'll bring wood chips into this corner, fill this corner up so that that'll be completely done. And then I can decide if I want to go ahead and extend out the wood chips further or just fill it up a little bit. There's some places that are kind of thin. I could put some more wood chips in those places. One of those rocks was big. I don't know if you could see it, but it was big. And now there's like a bunch of little rocks for some reason. So I'm putting them in this wheelbarrow to get them out of here. Actually, I should probably just throw them over the fence. We just won't tell anybody. Not that anybody's ever gonna know. It's jungle over here. Here are all the rocks that I just moved. It's not even close to all of them. Not even close. It's a nice cool breeze right here in the shade. I don't want to move all those rocks. It's really annoying. I mean, I'm gonna do it eventually, but I might just go ahead and put some wood chips out there, just so I can get, like I said, make the pathway over here. I'll show you. It's kind of like blocking the way. Man, it feels good in the shade. I went to Germany. Well, I've been to Germany twice, but I remember being there one time, and it was both times I went in the summer, and it was so hot, and we were like out doing something somewhere, and I asked one of the people that I was with, who is German, how to say the word, what's the German word for shade? And I still remember going around, because I'm silly, saying, Ich liebe Schatten. So if he lied to me about the word shade, then I don't know what I just said, but if he gave me the right word, then I said I love shade. And I do love shade. Especially on a hot day like this. Is my mask overkill? Yeah, definitely.